One.
990WBOB.com, franchise Pharaoh, Mikey Sandoval. What was the COVID cast? We want to get past all this shit just like you do. So we're switching up the name a little bit. And being two sons of Cranston and me being the unofficial mayor of Cranston, we're going to call it the CranstonCast for now. If you feel like there's a little bit better name you can come up with, leave it down in the comments. We'll take it under advisement, but we'll probably still not do it. This week, episode 8 of what is now called the Cranston Cast. We have Matt Madison from Untamed Car Club, the president of Untamed Car Club. Matt, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, hanging in there. I can't complain. Healthy, happy, doing my damn thing.
That's right.
So Matt, you're a big car guy. I'm a big car guy. We both have our beautiful Cadillacs. I got the little girl Cadillac. You got the big boy Cadillac. I mean, I wouldn't call mine a little girl. She might be a medium-sized girl because she's still got some get up and go. But you're that CTSV is gorgeous. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the C?
I appreciate it. Yeah, as far as the caddy goes, funny enough, most people always think I'm lying off the rip when I say that it's completely stock, but most people that don't have much of a knowledge or a background of the vehicle, but it's a LT4. It's a Z06 motor from the 7th gen Corvette, same motor. It makes, as far as crank numbers, it makes 640 horsepower, 632 foot-pounds of torque. The dyno shows it at 545 or like 543 wheels, so it certainly makes a good amount of power. It gets around, that's for sure, but it's completely stock. The only thing that I have done to the car is originally when I got it, we had the mufflers cut off, which is like my infamous tagline. Everybody knows me for buying a CTSV and cutting the mufflers right off with a sawzall. But
that's actually my next move with the ATS is I want to cut that muffler because that thing's like 50, 60, 70 pounds. And I'm just going to go with the Y pipe out to the 2. So you just cut it the mufflers?
Yeah. So just before the muffler, I had it cut off. My buddy Joe Bianchi, who does a lot of or actually has done most of my welding for the exhaust. He cut it off when I first got the vehicle, and we were just going through a few issues back and forth with the dealership at the time when I had gotten it. They were having some issues with the title. So before we went through and actually welded everything on, we kind of just put it to the side, left them cut, and then I didn't get anything finalized with that until it was about the beginning of December. So by that point, I had just left them cut. They're still completely off, and they're just dumped right out at the ground underneath the back seat. But at this time, it's kind of like what it's known for, but soon enough, I will definitely be getting pipes put back on it and some tips as well to make it look a little bit cleaned up,
Yeah, I mean, it's got a great sound. I've seen the videos and stuff like that. So I mean, it's definitely got a killer sound.
I appreciate it.
And I think if I just did what you did on mine, it would sound much louder than it needs to be because it's only a 2.0 turbo.
Definitely give it some girth for sure. That's like absolutely. Some people, I don't know, they have like obviously everybody's got a mixed opinion about it, but I just think that certain vehicles it works well with, and I mean, obviously there's certain cars you shouldn't do it to, but it's it can all sound good no matter what. I mean, a lot of cars sound pretty good straight piped in my opinion. So just all in how you do it. I mean, some people just do things so hacked out that there's just no way to make it right. And
no matter, sometimes they do shit and that chop is just not a chop. It just sounds you know what I mean? Just It's like why'd you bother doing that? You know what I mean? Like put it back. Put some V clamps on and put it back. And so this isn't the first caddy you've had, right?
No, at this point now, this is my 4th CTSV. I had 2 black 4th gen. I had 2 black 4-door 2nd gens, and then I had a silver 2nd gen coupe. And the coupe was kind of really the turning point, I would say, for me. I'm not a big 2-door car fan for myself. I got that car thinking that it would just be something different color, different style, and I had that car for I think about 2 years, and then I finally just decided that it was time to try to find a third gen, which was my goal for a decent amount of time. Even before I got the coupe, they were just super hard to come by. They're
Yeah, they
unfortunately
are.
they do hold their value for the most part. So I mean, a lot of CTSVs, like even when I was in the market for the second gens, you were buying them with 35 to 40,000 miles on them, and they were still in the like the high 40,000 range.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and considering the car was at that time, I mean, you're talking probably 8 years old, 7 years old, and it
Mhm.
was still selling used for half of what it was selling for brand new. So
Yeah.
it's certainly it's like those Subarus, they hold their value, and
Oh yeah.
it's like it's just too much money to buy one no matter where you get it.
I had a so previous to my ATS, 2015 ATS 2.0 turbo all-wheel drive. Previous to that, I had a 95 DeVille, 4.9 liter. When I got it, it had 39,000 miles on it. I probably put another 40 on it. Honestly, you might see it driving around Warwick, red with a white top,
Yeah.
all factory. That's my uncle. I passed it down. It actually was supposed to be for my nephew, but he liked it too much, so he's driving it now. So it's still in the family. But I was driving for a living at the time, and I was looking at CTSVs and stuff like that, and my gas mileage and all that. And I'm like, I got to drive in the winter. So I kind of compromised, and honestly, I saw this ATS. I drove it. Uh, got it up kind of fast down 37 on the test drive. Pretty sure my salesman was a little scared. Came back and I was like, I want it. Let's go. I'm taking it today. Like, do whatever you got to do. I'm taking it today. And I love it. I love it. And I probably will never have anything but a Cadillac. And I can't wait to start putting some stuff in this big girl. Make her a little bit more. You know what I mean? So tell us about Untamed Car Club. Tell us kind of how it started and what's it all about.
Yeah, so Untamed, we started back 2016. It was December 2016. We were just about to come into the 2017 year. We had a group of guys that were just collectively together, but we were all apart, if that makes sense. We
Mhm.
had multiple groups. We had just multiple places that we were, and I think everybody kind of wanted to come together for the same common goal, and to have a group where we could I don't want to say be like more lenient, because it's not really that we were trying to go that route, more so just that we wanted to have people know that when you come out to one of our events, it doesn't really matter whether you came in your friend's car, you're driving your mother's car, your $100,000 V8, or anything in between. We just want to see people come out, have a good time, and enjoy each other's company. And like I had said in a video prior with one of my buddies, Alan, who has Aggressive Design,
Yep.
they
Big fan of his. I wish I came up with that car side chat idea. You beat me to it. I like that idea. I'd be outside next to my car right now if it wasn't just blatantly stealing his idea. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I hear you. But yeah, we like we were talking about it then, and it was kind of one of those things where we just wanted to be able to have everybody come out and enjoy each other's time. And like I said, you have a kid that's maybe 25 years old with like, let's just say a 1980 Camaro, or like a 1990 whatever Fox body, Mustang GT, and they're at a meet with a car that they're restoring, and here comes a guy who's maybe in his 50s, 60 years old, and he's like, hey, I bought one of these cars brand new, off the showroom floor. And it's just it's a cool thing to see people be able to conversate over stuff like that. It really bridges the gap in age and time, and whatever was going on then to now, because at that moment in conversation, it doesn't matter, who you're voting for president, or where you stand anywhere in this crazy world that we're in right now, because we're all talking about something that brings us together. And thankfully, it doesn't matter whether it's like I said, a Camaro, or if it's a foreign car or anything like that. We're just happy to have people come out, and we're just happy to have a group of guys that are respectful and happy to get together and do the same thing. And I mean, when you think about the countless Sundays that we had with Cars and Tacos, and the amount of people that have come every week, and like the device, I don't want to say it, but the diverse group of
Yeah.
people that have shown up in that amount of time. It's just really crazy to see, you know. I mean, to think somebody who may be coming this year has never heard of us, not once, until, you know, a week before a Cars and Tacos or something. And it's crazy because, like I say, you know, we get new faces every week, or, you know, every so many weeks, every month, or whatever, and the page continues to grow. So I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the way that it's come full circle. I mean, at the time when we originally had gotten together and kind of became a collective and started doing this, it was never imagined to become the following that it is now. I mean, the page that's on the screen right now, that's our group page, and I think
Yep.
we're about 1,900 people on there right now. And then we have our actual auto club page, which is not a group, but like a more of a business page. That page has, right there, that the one that's on the screen now. That one, I believe, has like 36 or 3,700 people on it. So it's crazy to see, you know, where it's grown to in a short period of time. In the way that I look at it, I mean, we had been doing meets prior to the Untamed name, and in total, you know, it's probably been about 6 years or 7 years that I've been doing this, and collectively with Untamed now, it's you know, just over 3 years. So it's a really actually, it's even closer to 4 now that I'm doing the math. But it's a great time. You know, we're just happy to have people come out and support. We try to keep all of our events free and, you know, no charge. If there's ever an event that we have an entry fee or a cost to, it's usually for charity. We do the Rhode Island
You guys do a lot. You guys do a lot of charity stuff. Let's go to that charity stuff you guys do. And maybe not even. So I know you do a bunch of charity stuff, but you also do stuff just for during this whole thing when we couldn't have car meets and everything. You've been doing a lot of birthday parades and things of that nature. So a lot for the community as a car club.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done, as far as recently, we've done like the birthday cruises and some of those like parade drive-bys for people. I actually did put an end to them after doing them for about a month, and not that I'd like to really like stay on the subject, but just one of the biggest problems that, you know, and I hope that the people listening to this kind of take a minute to understand where I'm coming from and not look at it as me trying to be, you know, bashful or anything. But you do get some people that come out to these events, and the biggest problem that we have is just staying together as a group. You know, at times you get people that, as I will say before we leave somewhere, this is where we're going. The address is posted on the page. If you want to put it in your GPS, you know, that's what I would recommend you do. And you know, if they don't, you know, it just causes a lot of issues with those cruises when people start driving in the wrong direction or going around a street to get to another street, and now people are coming at each other in, you know, two-way traffic as opposed to everybody being in a single file line going the same direction. So it's tough with stuff like that, which is kind of why I postponed a lot of it and canceled a lot of them, which wasn't, you know, any disrespect to anybody personally. We are actually doing one this Sunday coming, or actually not this Sunday, it's the following Sunday, for one of my good friends, Mike. His son Tyler is graduating from high school, so, you know, we're doing that. And of course, I don't ever want to come off as biased or picking and choosing, but it's just sometimes it's not for me, which is why also give everybody the open invite. If you want to create an event and post it to our page, feel free. I'm more than happy to see people do that, and if it's something that I can attend, I'd be happy to come. It's just the organizing of it myself is at this point, I would just rather not, you know, not be involved.
I could see it being a lot. I mean, you know, you get 20, 30 cars out there, all different, you know, all different people, all different, some people can't handle technology, so throwing that GPS in there maybe not is the best. And trust me, we have enough people at the radio station that trying to organize anything is always a feat in itself.
Right.
So I understand where you're coming from. And then, you know, I know, you know, with this COVID thing, we've had a lot of, you know, cancellation with the meets, and some of the stuff that you do. But you guys do the Toys for Tots too, right? Over at Lang's at the end of the year?
Yeah, so Toys for Tots is usually our yearly closeout event, and that'll end our major season as far as how I'd like to word it, I guess. We usually do it the very first Sunday of November, and we always do it at Lang's Bolorama in Cranston, which is kind of what I've always liked to call our number one sponsor. They've really helped us out, the most out of everybody. They've really given us a place to use and come back to time and time again. I can't thank them enough. Without them, a lot of our bigger events may have been in jeopardy when we had other spots that were now becoming either under new management or just the inevitable. Sometimes things just happen and you can't go back places. It's unfortunate. We had a spot years ago that'll remain nameless. Some people had showed up there at a time that I was not there. They caused quite the scene in the parking lot, and then when I returned for another time of using the venue, they decided, no, we're not going to do this anymore. And the sad part is, even in that, the person that I was going back and forth with as far as their manager and their workers, they said to me straight out, they were like, we don't care if you caused this or not. But that was the end of it. They said.
Yeah, it makes it a bad look for everybody, for all us car guys. When listen, I mean, we buy fast cars to do fast things. But there's a time and a place, and I think that's the biggest thing I can say to the car community. There's a time and place for all this shit. And we all want to have fun, and we all want to, lay a little bit of rubber, do a little drifting, stand on the two-step, whatever the case may be. But we're going to be smart about it.
Absolutely.
I think that's the biggest thing that everybody needs to understand. I watch a lot of these YouTube videos of some of these car meets in different places. I won't say where or anything like that. But they do dumb shit, plain and simple. They do dumb shit. And it usually results in bad things. And I think it hurts a lot of people like yourself that are trying to put a fun time together for everybody, for car guys. And, even, the kids have come out and see the nice cars that we've put our, heart and soul into, or even if you didn't and you just bought it and you love that car and it's stock as shit, like mine. Mine's stock as shit. Mine's even more stock than yours. At least you cut the mufflers off. But to just go out and have fun and admire other people's cars. And like you said before, it doesn't matter who you are or who you voted for or anything like that. I mean, the biggest battle car guys might have is the domestic versus imports.
Right.
And it's all in good fun, because I still appreciate, a crazy ass FD car. You know what I mean? I still appreciate that stuff. I've only ever had, let me think before I say that. I've only ever had American cars. I can think of Dodge. Yeah. I've only had American cars. A couple of pieces of shit. But there were still, Dodge, Chevy. I never had a Ford. Not a Ford guy. And I hated my Dodges. Mostly Chevys, or GM, I should say. But yeah. So, and then this coming weekend, you have the first Cars and Coffee at the Dunkin' on West Shore Road, correct?
Yep, it's the one that's right next to Dave's Market. It's actually kind of in the cluster over there where TD Bank is, Burger King, the old Benny's, and that new Dollar General that's across the street there. It's right in that little vicinity. Sometimes when I tell people West Shore Road, I don't know, they wind up at another Dunkin' Donuts, but that's because, every 5 minutes there's a Dunkin' somewhere.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
But
So what can people expect from Cars and Coffee? It's actually a little bit later in the day, which is good for me because I wake up 10 a.m. to 1.
Yeah, 10
I can get there. I can get there for that.
Yeah. And we used to do Cars and Coffee at 9 a.m. and it used to be every Sunday, and then I switched it to 10 a.m. and it's every other Sunday. So it just gives people, especially myself, putting it together. It gives me a week on and a week off where you don't have to wake up every Sunday morning. As far as this Sunday, what people can expect at Cars and Coffee, I would say if all goes well and the weather is good, I really expect it to be a packed show and a real big opening season show. I mean, it's usually our first one we do every year is always our biggest, just because people are looking to get out of the house and join in to do something. So I would expect it to be a good showing and a good turnout. But anything is possible. I tell people all the time, sometimes we've had 15 to 20 cars, and there's times where, we're looking at 100 to 150 and maybe even 200 cars, depending on what the event is. So it's just all luck and chance. I feel like a lot of people, or my biggest thing that I've always said I feel is whenever you look at an event on Facebook, especially a car meet, whatever the total number of people that are on there that have said they are either interested or going, I usually base it off of about 10 to 15% of that will actually show up, and anything on top of that is
completely
a bonus.
agree.
Yeah.
So
Completely agree. We've done, at WBOB, we've done a bunch of tons of events, charity events, things like that. And, that I do the same thing. I might be a little bit more optimistic. I usually go in like the 25, 30% range, but I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think with all this stuff, going on with this COVID and shit and things being canceled, and I think it's given a lot of guys time to work on their cars and all that stuff, and they're itching to bring them out. I think you're gonna have a damn good showing on Sunday. At least I hope you do. I think you will, though.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping for the best. And not to be jumping all over the place, but just so that way, in case anybody did miss it, and obviously like I said, I'm going out into left field here every 5 minutes.
I told you, it's like doing an interview with me is like sitting at the bar, brother. You do your thing.
Yeah. So the whole deal with Langs, though, is they do a charity event for the Rhode Island Food Bank that we join them with. That is usually sometime around September. Of course, this year I don't know what's going to happen, but we're hoping that will work out, and the Toys for Tots will definitely happen one way or another, whether it's at Langs or I have to do it right out of my own driveway. I will figure out a way to make that happen this year, and that will be the first Sunday of November.
Okay. Honestly, make sure you keep me updated on that, because we'll bring. I'll bring my nice ATS. The rest of the BOB guys can bring their shitty cars. We do have a Veloster. we have one guy with a Veloster. I think that's about it. Am I wrong, Mike? I can't think of anybody else that's got anything besides.
Yeah, everyone else has very, very simple cars, if you will, compared to everyone else.
But that's what's great about Untamed. If you want to bring the dailies, you want to bring the stocks, you want to bring whatever you've been wearing, your project cars that's still driving just to get there and back, whatever you got, motorcycles, anything you want to show off, or just show up and check out everybody else's stuff. I think that's what's great about you guys. I've over the years, I grew up a car guy, like selling programs at Seekonk Speedway when I was like 8 years old, and like, so I've been around cars my whole life, and honestly, I like the way, Matt, I gotta say, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the air, I like the way you run things. It's a fun group of guys, bunch of ball breakers, which we all are, but everybody's cool, you know what I mean? Like, there's no drama. I mean, maybe a here and there, but there's always drama.
Yeah,
for the most part, it happens, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But like, for the most part, it's just a bunch of fun group of guys that like cars and just want to come out. Come out and show up, So I want to ask you, as a car guy, obviously we're not, giving any, what's your favorite car YouTube channel right now? Do you even care? Do you watch it? Or like, I'm a sucker for like a dozen of them at least.
I gotta be honest, I don't follow all too much. I mean, I do follow 1320, of course. I mean, if anybody's into cars, I'm sure they're on their page one way or the other. I mean, they've got such a large following. But I do follow a lot of the local stuff. Like I said, like with Alan, I like to stay on top of his videos. He's got a lot of diverse stuff that is good for anybody in the scene. I mean, from cars that are just very old and antique to the supercars to the modern everyday drivers. He's got quite a channel and a little bit of something for everybody, which is always nice because at times too, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, if you're on 1320, you're bound to probably not see many cars that run much higher than maybe an 11-second pass on a bad day.
Yeah. Totally.
most people around here, and I'm not saying everybody, but most people probably can't relate to saying that they're, going to do a 10-second pass down the track. And, so it's nice to see the local guys giving more local places the credit that they deserve. And that's what I enjoy about his page, is a lot of it is obviously very local to New England. And it's just nice to see things that you may not. So, Facebook always filters on the hard and heavy and leaves out a lot of the stuff that you don't see and you might overlook. So it's nice to see somebody just having a little bit of everything in there. And if I can just throw this in there too, one of his videos that I think a lot of people would enjoy, he's got one of his friends who is from Custom Fab Works, and they are in the video anyway. I'm sure it's done by now, but they took a boat gasoline tank and made like the whole tank and fabricated it to go inside a pickup truck so it could go like long distance cross country. So the tank is like massive, you know what I mean? It's like a 25-30 gallon tank. It's crazy. So,
I mean, right now everybody's trying for that cannonball record, and I mean, now's the time. Most people are off the road. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't condone, whatever you do, but we'll put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description. But also, unintended segue, Untamed now has a YouTube channel, correct?
That is true. We finally are on YouTube after like 5 or 6 years without it. I don't know what made me wait so long to get it up and running. A lot of people have been saying it from time to time, and I probably should have been doing it for all this time. The amount of videos that I would have had on there by now, and it would have probably been a lot bigger now, of course, with the time that would have had ensued prior to it. But it's something that I'm looking forward to building and continuing to grow. It's just tough, I guess, when you're used to having like 4,000 people follow you on Facebook or whatever, and you're on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got like 25 subscribers. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, listen. We're coming up on 13 years, WBOB, 13 years old, with our blogs and our live casts and our past casts and all that other stuff. And we just started. We just started doing YouTube. I'd say November or so. So we're kind of right there with you, where it's like we're trying to figure out this whole thing and kind of get those subscribers up and all that stuff. But it's been a fun time so far, and I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it, and you're gonna see some cool stuff. I expect a lot of cool stuff out of the Untamed Auto Club YouTube channel. Like I said, we'll put that down in the description also. One last thing before we go, Matt, and for anybody just tuning in, Matt Madison, President, Untamed Auto Club. We're talking cars here. If money wasn't an object, Matt, what you buying?
All right, I got to plug this phone in here for this one, because now we're getting serious.
I told you we were going to get serious. Like I said, this could be a 15-minute interview, or we could stay here for hours. It depends on how deep we go.
Oh, yeah, we're plugging it in, giving him a second there.
Yeah, no, it'll come right back. So you're watching the CranstonCast with Joe Farrow, Mike Sandoval, Matt Madison, president of Untamed Car Club. We're talking cars, doing our thing. Make sure you go check them out. No matter what kind of car you have, I know some of my listeners are car guys. The franchise was when I was on the air with Bob Giusti. We were pretty car heavy. We talked a lot of car stuff. So I'm sure some of my fans out there are car guys too. Make sure you go support these guys. There's no initiation. Send an invite to the page. Check it out. Watch everybody's cars. I think we lost Matt real quick. If you want to send him an invite back, and we can wrap.
Yeah, I'll send him another one right there. It'll be a moment.
Yeah, good old Zoom.
I'm assuming. I'm good.
Right, so I'll you know what? I'll ask you. Money's no object, right?
Yeah.
What kind of car are you buying?
See, it'd be very interesting to think of, because honestly, I've never thought about that. I've always enjoyed cars. My dad and my brother have grown up. They're huge car guys as well, and I've always had like a liking for it, but it never went in. Oh, 1 second. I was sending the invites. There he is. Okay. But I don't know. I never really thought about it that way because I'm like I'm not exactly sure what type of car I really enjoy. I've always liked Camaros. I think since like I've seen them, so I'd probably would
Okay.
want to get myself a very very nice Camaro. Obviously,
Like
it'd
the
have to
new,
be
like the newer Camaros is kind of what you'd like.
yeah
All right. I just, Matt's connecting the audio. Matt, one second. So you'd go like one of the new ZL ones or something like that.
yeah yeah. I'd be
Okay.
I'd be looking at
All right.
something like
That's
that
not bad.
because I mean I could go. For me personally, I like SUVs. I mean that's something I drive if I'm driving around here at least because it's winter every other day here, even during the summer. So it makes
Maybe a nice
sense.
Jeep Trackhawk or something for you.
I mean, I'd be interested in it. I just saw there's somebody that I watched that
I'm just
streams.
saying you're going kind of conservative with the whole price is
Well,
money's
that
no issue thing.
yeah, but then again, I don't necessarily know
Price is
the.
no issue. He's getting Matt. Price is no issue. He's getting a Camaro.
What else would
Which
I mean?
I love Camaros,
Uh,
but
Well, maybe
I
we'll
can
ask him
understand where
then
you're
to see what
coming
he
from,
says.
but yeah.
all right, hit us, Matt. Price is no issue. What are you buying?
All right, so it would really come down to three vehicles, and that would be tough for me. But sticking with my roots, I would absolutely love a seventh gen ZR1 Corvette. I don't think there is anything
Uh,
else that I could.
I like those new C8s, Matt.
Yeah, no, they are nice. I do like the look of it very much.
Fully kitted out. You can go on the website and build it. I built it with the full beans, dude. It was like $130,000, and I'm like, it's like a blood red, black rims, the Z51 package, like everything you could do. I don't know
Yeah.
if that'd be one of. I think that'd be one of them. So, what are your other ones?
My next one is simply just because I think the battle comes down to Lamborghini versus Ferrari all the time, and I am a Ferrari guy. So if I had to pick, one of my absolute favorite Ferraris is the 360 Spider. It is
Okay.
one of my first Ferraris that I ever really saw in person, and as much as the money not an option, obviously these $2-3 million Ferraris, but that one would be my
Well, that's still up there. That's still like what, three Camaros, four
yeah,
Camaros.
I think it's probably like a $300,000-$400,000 Ferrari.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I agree with you as far as the Ferraris. Me, it'd be the 488.
Nice, absolutely.
I love the look out. Love it. Black. I want it murdered out 488. Would be
Yeah.
one of mine too.
And my last pick is just a car that I've always wanted. Really wanted to buy one before the Caddy, but realistically, life had to be a thing, and that would be a Bentley Continental GT.
I got a video I'm going to send you. Dude bought it was like he bought it for like 10 grand. And he had a ton of shit to do to it. Had to replace the engine, the whole nine. But I'll send you the video because that's exactly, it was from, I don't remember the name of the website. They're not paying me anyway, so I'm not giving them the luxury. But I'll send you the video because I could rock the shit out of a Bentley GT. But I think for my third, so I guess I'm going C8. I'm going 488, and then you know what I'm going with? I'm going with the Local Motors Rally Fighter since I can get around in the winter in it, and it's a beast. They're out of Arizona. When you buy one, they're like 200 grand. When you buy one, you get to go out there. That includes airfare out there to watch it be built. They're individually built. You can get whatever you want, fully customized. And they're beasts. They're doing 90, 100 miles an hour over dunes in the desert and shit.
Wow.
They just look like monsters.
Yeah.
Look like monsters. I'll send you the link to that if you haven't seen those two. Those are pretty dope.
Absolutely.
Like I said, if money is no object, I would love to go. I am a sucker for the Veyrons and stuff like that. Where the hell am I going to drive a Veyron in Rhode Island?
Right. Absolutely.
Literally nowhere.
It's very tough, unfortunately.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't drive it anywhere. It's going to be a shelf queen. It's going to sit in the driveway and look shiny for $2 million. Like, at least I could, they do have the ride height, but I mean, actually, the C8 and the 488 do have the air suspension, so you can kind of go over speed bumps and all the other nonsense we have in Rhode Island. But all right, Matt, hit us off with all the socials. Where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find Untamed? Let us know what you got going.
All right. Well, you can find Untamed Northeast on Facebook. We have our main page, which is Untamed Auto Club. That is like the main business page in which you can find our events, and mostly everything gets posted there as well. We have our group page, which makes it a little bit more for people to interact back and forth. That page allows people to post to each other more freely and, kind of get a little bit more of the notifications. So you can go on there and check us out there. We also have our Snapchat, which I believe if you do just type in Untamed Northeast, I do believe it comes up. If not, I could always send you guys the information to that to put it in. It might come up under a different name, but
you can send it to me. We'll put it in the comments here on this video.
All right, cool, awesome. And then also the other two spots we have, our Instagram is Untamed Official 401, and I do have somebody else running that, so I'm not really on top of it that much. So I'm sorry to my IG friends because I don't use it that much. But and then lastly, our newest spot that you can find us is on YouTube, and that is just at Untamed Auto Club on YouTube. You can find us there. A lot of the same videos that go to the pages are also up there. And that's basically all of the Car Collective. And then our last spot, which is kind of like my new thing. I've been doing a lot of retro video game stuff and buying and selling. So we now have.
Yeah, Untamed Gamer. We didn't even talk about that. Mike has it. Mike has that up.
Yeah, right on here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Untamed Gamer, there we go. It's just a place kind of like the same thing I tried to do with the car group, is just bring, local gaming people together, having a spot where they can, come and set up days and times to either maybe connect online and play together in groups, or just a place to, buy and sell, whatever it may be. Just trying to give people a place to come to that they know is safe and reputable. I don't like seeing what goes on in the secondhand game market. And I mean, not that it doesn't happen everywhere, but it's just crazy to see, multi-billion-dollar companies and stores that, they get this stuff, they get their hands on it. And it's just no fun for the people that want to collect anymore. Not to say that, everything doesn't have its price, but a lot of times when I buy used games, I try to make it fair for people. So, if I get a game that's going for $20 or $22, I'll sell it for like $15, just to give people an example. So, it's not a huge saving. I'm not saying, by any means you're going to buy a $20 game off of me for $5, but I try to give it back to people where it's like you can still, buy stuff at an affordable price and enjoy having it and not look at it every day and say, oh my God, I wish I never spent that.
Yep, and it's a good spot. Like if you just want to squat up with some people that are local on the same time zone, all that stuff, it's a great place to do so. Go there, drop your game of tags, drop the games that you play. It's cool stuff. It's a great group of guys. Just like the Untamed Auto guys, just a great group of guys. Just having some fun over here, and that's all we can really do.
That's it. Trying to do our best.
That's all we can do, Matt. So, Matt Madison, president of Untamed Auto Club, I want to thank you for coming by and being part of the CranstonCast. And you're welcome back anytime. Anytime you get anything going on, make sure all you guys out there, you check out Cars and Coffee on Sunday, 10 a.m. West Shore Road, Dunkin' Donuts. You can find the event. It's very easy. It's not private. Just do a search on Facebook. Untamed Auto Club. You'll see the event there. Show up, have a good time, support the cause.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Matt, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been, I guess, do we start counting over, Mike? Is this the first now?
Oh, I mean, we can keep going and then just
the first CranstonCast, whatever. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop numbering it. CranstonCast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Make sure you check 990wbob.com for all the latest blogs, past casts, live casts, and everything else we got going on, baby. We out. Thank you for watching.